Good evening, Mr. Christian.
Hello, nice meeting you.
Mr. Christian is the head of debt financing responsibility, and he's the deputy CEO. We're very fortunate to have him at the third World Cashew Convention. Thank you very much for this interview. To begin with, give us the overview of the size of the portfolio, the composition of debt in that.
Right, okay. No, as I told you before, responsibility is an asset manager, fast growing asset manager, and we have about $3.2 billion assets under management today. About 80% is debt financing, and about 20% of that is equity investments. And actually about 300 million out of that is agriculture debt
That's quite big,
today.
that's quite big.
Yeah, it's...
So how important is agriculture to you?
Yeah, I think you can look at things from two perspectives perhaps. First of all, in terms of size and business for us, business potential, it is big, but at the same time it's also still small, because I think that in agriculture debt financing there's much more possible globally for us, and we have just started a few years ago with this activity. That is one view. The other view, if I go a step backwards and explain who we are a development investment house. So in short, we are quite interested in contributing to economic development in frontier markets. That is why we do our financing
How
activities.
do you measure this social impact? Because you are known as social impact. So what are the aspects outside of the typical profits and balance sheet you look at?
Yeah. Well, at the end of the day, you look at really also at how we contribute to sector developments. So we are active by side of agriculture, we are active in the financial sector, we are active in energy, for example, renewable energy. And since we are active in sector developments, we also measure how we can contribute to that at the end of the day.
So that means the employment generation becomes...
Employment generation, female clients, smallholder farmers, for example, that we reach, and in the financial sector also bandwidth of product range, clients that they are savers also, they had no access to financial services before, so there's a wide range of social performance indicators which we also measure and which we report back to our investors.
That's right, that's great. And you are across the world? You're in all continents?
We are globally active, so overall we are active in 95 countries, in about 550 investee companies, that is the clients on the investment side that we see. And as said, about $3.2 billion in assets overall, fastly growing.
So you are in 95 countries. That means you have a AAA country like Switzerland or like Singapore, and you also have underdeveloped countries.
Yeah.
How critical is this country choice when it comes to pricing the debt, or like or to operate or not operate?
Good. I think country risk overall is for us something which we have to monitor very, very closely, as you can imagine. I think 95 countries, some of those countries are more difficult environments to invest in. So we have, as you can imagine, being as a manager, a limit system, quite dynamic limit system, where we monitor country risks, political risks, changing environment, and we define limits for each of those countries in which we then want to invest in. And the way we price transaction is pretty similar to any other commercial player, I would say. So we try to, for each transaction, define a transaction risk score or a rating for a transaction. And obviously, the country risk plays an important role if it comes to the definition of a transaction rating. So at the end of the day, depending where we are active in what kind of country, it can make the credit rating stronger or weaker, and that has influence at the end on the credit margin which we are charging for a specific transaction.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
You're
It was a
welcome.
pleasure meeting you.
Thank you very much.
Nice talking with you.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you.